live interview with our nonprofits participating in GiveSI. We just finished up with one of the nonprofits who we have worked with for every year of GiveSI, and we have joining us another nonprofit that has worked with us every year for GiveSI, and those are some of the really important relationships for us.
We call them veterans, and they're consistent, which means they keep coming back for more, right?
Yeah.
And so they see the benefit, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what's great about our guest now is Cami's husband was my boss when I taught, and one of the best principals I've ever, he put up with me for, I can't remember, 3 or 4, I can't remember how many years. I think most of them, but amazing guy. And then I found out, wow, his wife's even better.
Look at that.
and so she's been with us for all 4 years. And we're talking obviously about Cami Horn with the Salvation Army, and is just festive today in her green sweatshirt. Do you guys sell those?
We can order them for you.
You know, I would actually buy one of those and make a donation too. Those aren't those cool?
They are.
Green, they're very Christmassy. So yeah, I'll buy one from you.
Okay.
So you put an order in for me. So Cami, the Salvation Army has been around for long time. Tell us a little bit about your role with the Salvation Army and what you're looking for today for the donations.
Okay. Well, I am the social services manager, which means I oversee all of the crisis needs, food, clothing, financial aid out of the Marion office for Williamson, Johnson, Jackson, Franklin, Washington, Hardin, and Pope. And then we do have 9 service extension units in the other outlying counties that are responsible for the financial aid piece of that. So that crisis help for utilities and rent. And we also do, of course, this holiday season is Angel Tree season. Summertime, we have a fan program available if there's ever a national natural disaster. For example, back in March when they had the tornado in Salem, I went up for the mark for that. So it's just crisis help, for people that maybe just are trying to get through something. The folks that we help are, fixed income seniors, lots and lots of single moms, lots of working poor who are just really, really struggling with what's happening with inflation right now. What's the saying? They have too much month at the end of their dollars. And so we're there just to kind of bridge the gap. And it's been extremely busy, lots and lots of calls for that type of thing for folks that typically with the financial aid piece, and that's what we're kind of talking about today. It's just usually once, we can go in, like for example, our food pantry, since January, there's been about 12,000 different entries, for individuals, but it's been about 1,700 different individuals. Wow. So it's not all the same folks who are coming. We serve about 800 individuals, about 330 families every month, but it's not always the same folks. And the other piece that I've really been talking with groups about is those are not all adults. The 1,700 different individuals who have had our food pantry services since January, over 600 of those are children.
Oh.
And the same thing is true with our financial aid piece. So again, just rough numbers, since January, we've served about 80 households who were either disconnected from water or they were about to be. And so we were able to maintain water service for them. And of those 80 households, there were 232 people, and there were 102 of those were children. And so the financial piece it's not who everyone thinks it's going to be. There's a lot of working poor, there's a lot of working families who typically are making it paycheck to paycheck. And then there's a death in the family, there's an extended illness, we're still seeing problems with long COVID, a job loss, a car breaks down and you're working. So you have to make a choice. The car has to be fixed so that you can go to work. And so those are the folks who we are seeing more often than others. And so, and Southern Illinois is a strong community-minded group of people. And I say this all the time, there's not a giant red kettle that's going to come down and help Southern Illinois, but it's the Southern Illinois people that are helping their neighbors and their communities to be stronger and healthier.
I never thought we would have the definition or the word of working poor. It just, it doesn't make any sense. But when you're dealing with inflation and you're dealing with a lot of things going up, and water bills and electric bills and gas and food prices, it can be very overwhelming and very disheartening. And I'm sure it's hard also for people to ask for help too, especially in that category, because they want to work and they want to take care of themselves. But that's why we have you guys, and that's why we have those a lot of the nonprofits that we've talked to today to be able to reach out to and provide those services.
And I know you have a lot of programming that happens this time of year. So tell us about some of the other things that you have going on that people might want to know about, and then really where those dollars will go that they donate during GiveSI.
Okay. Well, all of the financial donations that come for it's November, December, and January is our fundraising season for FY 2024. So all of those dollars that are coming in, whether it's mail appeal, something in the red kettle, which we all know about, larger donations from outside agencies that come in, all of that funding funds 2024. And we have been really fortunate in the Christmases that I have been here. We all know what happened in 20. I just basically started screaming and throwing my hands up in the air and going out in bigger ways, asking all of the banks, asking the hospitals, asking Ameren, do you have anything left for the end of the year? Because we are really in big trouble. And so we've been really fortunate that some of those partnerships have been maintained because our typical donor is the person that has some kind of connection. They've had life experience with someone in the military that was served by the Salvation Army. They've been an Angel Tree kid. They were a single mom trying to get through nursing school, and we provided, pantry or diapers. They have some type of lived experience, and those folks definitely don't have the extra $5 to put in the kettle right now, because it's, as you said, it's going in their gas tank, it's paying for their groceries, it's paying for an electric bill. So all of the funds that are coming in through programs like this will be the answer to the call that comes in February or March or April of next year of, I don't know what I'm going to do because my water's going to get turned off tomorrow and my rent is caught up, but my electric is behind, and how can you help? And so that's what I want folks to really understand, that and it truly is from Southern Illinois, and we reach from Jefferson County to Wayne to Massac to Jackson, all of that encompasses our service area.
And one of the things that that is unique about the program is some of those dollars stay in those areas in those counties, correct? So, so when you're looking at fundraising, do some counties get to the point where, they may not have enough funding for this time frame that you're looking at, and other counties may be on the verge of not having enough funding, and so what does that look like? Can you talk about that?
Well, we had a little Christmas miracle last year. My boss, I actually went to high school with his brother, and he, through my mother, got my cell phone number because State of Illinois Treasury had a gift that had been granted in 2007 and had just been sitting there. So Jackson County was very blessed through 2023, because typically we get quarterly allocations, and usually, I'll just use Jackson County as an example, prior to last year, within the first 2-3 weeks of the quarter, all of that funding is gone. And so when those calls come, we have to say, you'll have to call back April 1st. You'll have to call back July 1st. You have to call back October 1st. We just don't have it. And so, and that happens a lot. It happens to a lot of our counties when there's just not a lot of funds that are raised. Williamson County, you know, is the big sister for a lot of our Southern 7 because there's just not people. It's a different level of poverty down there. And so we do run out in the quarters. And that's another reason that we do quarterly allocations, or we would run out of all of our money by the end of February if we didn't divide it out, you know, through the year.
When I was stationed in Arizona, I don't know if I ever shared this story, I had a family emergency, and so I needed to fly, and the Salvation Army helped me. When you do last minute, those tickets are ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It was like, I want to say $1,200. I was able to pay like $800 or $900. They covered the rest of it for me to get there, and it was actually fairly easy. But it was, and that's, I remember most of the guys I knew that when we associated the Salvation Army, it was for transportation, for emergencies, to get, whether they were overseas trying to get back. Like military. Yeah. And so the military, they were able to get us funds fairly quick, and I was able to get back to the family situation and fly out. But, you know, it's all those things that people need to know. They need to hear those stories that the Salvation Army does help. And that was in Arizona. And so I know directly how many people have benefited from you guys and your services. Mostly utilities and stuff like that have been huge for our area. And so right, we need to help out here, make sure. Other than looking great, and I'm telling you, you should ask her. You should donate and get one of those. So if I get one of those,
we'll wear them together.
We'll go ring the bell.
Oh,
we need to do that. We definitely need to do that, but it's simple.
Do you know how much we both don't like cold weather?
I would do that though. That's warm.
Okay.
Look at that.
Have you seen the forecast? It's going to be in the 70s in the next 5 or 6 days. So both of y'all better be out ringing.
I don't think you'll have a shirt by then though.
No, well, I can get you a t-shirt though.
I don't want a t-shirt. Those are cool. So yeah, let me know,
Okay.
and I'll send you money. I'm buying mine. You can buy your own.
You can buy your own. Mine too, Cami.
There you go. And then we can look as good as her.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So all the excitement. Super easy. The Salvation Army has a huge impact on our region. All you got to do is look at the description below, follow those 3 easy steps, click the link, and scroll down to the S. It's a little far. However, you can also search in the bar for Salvation Army and make a donation. And there's so many resources that they provide in our area. And Cami is absolutely going to make sure that it goes to good use. I have no doubt about that. So thank you again for coming today.
Appreciate being able to be here.
And good luck with the rest of your angel trees.